Our next story is about Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta. Recently, he's been on a reinvention spree. He's gotten a new hairstyle. He has updated his wardrobe. He has taken up adventure sports. That sounds like a lot already, but Zuckerberg did not stop at that. He has changed himself, and now he wants to change the internet. Yesterday, Mark Zuckerberg released a statement. Meta is now letting go of fact-checkers.
Hey everyone. I want to talk about something important today because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started building social media to give people a voice, but the fact-checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. So over the next couple of months, we're going to phase in a more comprehensive community notes system.
You heard him. Meta is doing away with fact-checking. They will replace it with a community notes model, similar to what X is currently using. We'll get to Zuckerberg's reasoning in just a bit, but first let's look at what this move means. In 2016, Meta introduced a fact-checking program, and here's how it works. Say you post something on their platforms. If it looks fake or misleading, Meta will refer it to fact-checkers. These are independent organizations. They assess the credibility of your post, and if they flag it as false, then your post will either be taken down or labeled with a warning. The initial idea was to curb misinformation, but Zuckerberg says there was too much bias at play.
So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people. And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship.
So Meta will now introduce a community notes model. How does that work? Well, this is where users decide if a post is real or fake. They can also fact check it. And that's not all. Meta will also allow more political content. Posts about elections, politics, or social issues will show up more on the feed. The reasoning? Well, Zuckerberg said a lot, but to sum it up, it's basically your prerogative now. You choose what you want to watch.
The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech. So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms.
Now, the timing is key here. In 2 weeks, Donald Trump will take oath as US president. Trump and Zuckerberg have had a rocky relationship. In his first term, Zuckerberg spoke out against Donald Trump. In 2021, Trump was banned from all Meta platforms, so it's been quite hostile. But this time around, Zuckerberg has different plans. After Trump won, he flew down to Mar-a-Lago. He dined with the US president-elect. He also donated $1 million to his inaugural fund. So did Trump and his politics dictate this latest move at Meta? Well, hear it from the man himself.
I think they've come a long way. Meta, Facebook. I think they've come a long way. I watched it. The man was very impressive. I watched it. Actually, I watched it on Fox. I'm not allowed to say that. Say it?
Do you think he's directly responding to the threats that you have made to him in the past? With
Probably. Yeah, probably.
It's quite clear. Meta is bending with the political winds. Trump wants something in particular, Zuckerberg is happy to deliver. And technically, there's nothing wrong with it. A change of government affects every business. Some win, some lose, some incur huge losses. And Zuckerberg, at the end of the day, is a businessman. He wants his business to thrive, so he is accommodating Trump. You cannot blame him for bending the knee. But the problem is the business he runs. It is more than the sum of its parts. Facebook has 2.1 billion daily active users. Instagram has 500 million daily users. WhatsApp has nearly 600 million daily active users. So over 3 billion people log on to Zuckerberg's apps every day. And like they say, with great power comes great responsibility. This decision does not just influence Zuckerberg's businesses. It also shapes the digital landscape. Yes, community-driven moderation may sound democratic, but it's a system full of problems. Community notes are subject to mob rule. Often the loudest voices dominate the conversation, not the most accurate ones. So you need external checks and balances, else the internet can become the Wild West. It's emblematic of a larger existential crisis. For years, tech giants have grappled with this problem. How do you champion free speech while moderating content? Algorithms were designed to amplify engagement, but they ended up prioritizing sensationalism and divisiveness. Fact-checking was an attempt to course correct. It may have been flawed, but it did introduce some accountability in this chaotic landscape. Now, those safeguards are gone. Zuckerberg has steered Meta into uncharted waters. Will it enhance free speech, or will it further deepen the divisions? The answer, frankly, depends on who you ask, but one thing is for sure: the internet was already a battleground for truth, and with Zuckerberg's latest gamble, that battle just got a lot messier.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT. Only on Firstpost.